Hi students, this is Miss Gonzalez over here. I hope that you are doing well and staying safe. Some of you suggested that I should make videos on my lessons, and I think it's a great idea to help you better. I will do my best to do this more often for you, okay? This is my very first video and I'm a little nervous, but I hope that I do a good job on it. Okay, so for this lesson, I'm going to work on half of the problems. So you take good notes and write everything I show you. When you complete this lesson, you should be able to finish the rest and turn in your work. Okay, so our lesson for today is going to be distribute and combine. Distribute is when we use the distributive property, and that's when you will see the parentheses. And then we have the combine. That's when we combine like terms, when we add like terms, okay? Let's look at this one here. It says collect like terms. So this is an expression that is not simplified because how do we know that we have those parentheses? When the expression like this is simplified, your answer should have no parentheses at the end, right? So how do we get rid of the parentheses? We get rid of the parentheses by applying the distributive property, okay? And that is when you see a number outside the parentheses, that means you have to multiply that number by every number inside the parentheses. Okay, so let's do one at a time. Let's do this one first. So this one will be 3 times 8. That will give you 3/8. And this one will be 3 times 4. So I have to multiply that 3 times 8 and that 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12, right? 3 times 8 is 3/8. So now on this side, you see there is no parentheses now. That is already distributed. So let's look at the next one. I have a 4 outside the parentheses. So what you need to do is multiply that 4 times a, and that will give you 4a. And then multiply the 4 times 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So now right here is there is no more parentheses. However, it's not simplified because we can still combine like terms, okay? The variable here is what? Is a, right? This one has a and this one has a. So we can combine those two. Both of them are positive, so we can add them. 3a plus 4a will give you 7a, right? 3 plus 4 is 7a. And then 7a. And then we have the 12 plus a. These two, they don't have any variables. They're just values, whole numbers, so we can just add them. 12 plus 8 is 20. Now, we get this. Can we combine these two numbers? No, right? So that's the final answer. Okay, now let's do the practice problems. The instructions said first use the distributive property, then combine like terms to simplify each expression. I don't know why the numbers look crazy like this, but this should be number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I'm gonna write this on a separate sheet of paper just in case I run out of space. So this is 1, negative n plus 4, n plus 1. Okay, so I'm doing number 1. I'm gonna do number 1, 2, and 3 on this side, okay? So this is how we do it. The first thing we do here is what? Get rid of the parentheses, right? The number outside the parentheses is 4. So we're gonna start with this by multiplying 4 times n is what? 4n. And 4 times 1 is just 4, positive 4. And then we bring this one down. This word is negative or positive. The sign in front of it is positive, so that just bring it down. Okay, so it looks like that. Are we done here? Or can we still combine any like terms? The variable is n, and I have n here and for n here. And what is the coefficient for negative n? It's negative 1, right? So always put the number. That's going to help you combine those numbers. So this is negative n plus 4n is the same as saying 4n minus n. So however you want to do it, it will give you the same answer. Negative n plus 4n is 3n. And then just bring this one down, plus 4. Can we combine it? Can we add these two? No, because this one has the variable n and this one doesn't have any variables. So that is the final answer. That's number 1. Okay, so let's move on. Number 2. Number 2 is negative 2, negative 3k plus 1 minus 7. Okay, let's start with using the distributive property. The number outside the parentheses is negative 2. So we have to multiply this negative 2 times negative 3k first. So negative 2 times another negative will give you a positive, right? Negative 2 times negative 3 will give you positive 6. And don't forget the variable, just carry the variable with the 6. And then multiply the negative 2 times the 4. A positive times a negative gives you a negative. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And then just bring this one down, minus 7. The 7 is outside the parentheses, so you don't have to multiply the negative 2 times the 7, right? Okay, what numbers can we combine here? Do we have another variable k? No. So this number will stay alone. Just bring it down. And then these have no variable k or any other variable, so we can combine those two. So that's going to be negative 8 minus 7. What is negative 8 minus 7? Negative 15. Okay? So remember, you adding negatives, so the number is still going to be negative. So that's the answer. Okay, now that's number 2. I'm going to copy number 3 here. Okay, number 3. Again, I see parentheses, so I'm going to focus on this one first. And the number outside the parentheses is the 6. So that means you got to multiply that 6 times these two numbers. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. Don't forget the variable x. And then 6 times 3, that is positive 18, right? Because both of them are positive. And then don't forget to bring this one down. And what two numbers can we combine? This one, right? This one and this one. So what is negative 4 plus 18? Negative 4 plus 18, or 18 minus 4, that will give you 14. And then this one is just by itself, no other variables, so just bring it down, minus 24x. Can we combine those two? No, that is the final answer. Okay, on the second paper, I have 7 and 8. This one should be 7, and this one should be 8. Okay, so 7 plus 1. Okay, so my phone is gonna run out of memory, so I'm gonna have to do a second part to finish up the last two. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this video right here, and then you watch the part 2.